Hi friends, so today I'm going to explain you about the mechanism behind the smoking of cigarette, alcohol consumption, eating junk food and all the related stuff. Before I start with, let me give you the background behind all this. Everyone will say that alcohol consumption is injurious to health, it kills, right? Smoking of cigarette, it is injurious to health, it kills. Don't eat junk food and all the related stuff. But no one will say that what is the mechanism behind all these aspects, all these bad habits, because of which you need to stop all this. Not only that, even if you go to the movie, at the beginning, the statutory warning is being given that smoking of cigarette is injurious to health. Right? Alcohol consumption is injurious to health. Why? They will say orally, but what is the mechanism behind it? No one will explain that. And because of the lack of the knowledge of the bad mechanism or very dangerous mechanism which is being involved behind all this, you are becoming victim of all this bad habits. So in this video, I'm not going to warn you, I'm not going to say that quit all these bad habits. Instead, I would say that after understanding the very dangerous mechanism behind all this, you yourself decide whether to have all these bad habits associated with you or not. You yourself have to decide. Let me start with a cell. What is a cell? Cell is the basic structural unit of all the living organisms. Combination of a cell is nothing but a tissue, and combination of the tissues is nothing but an organ like a liver, kidney, heart, and all that stuff. Now, what is the preamble of all this? The preamble of all this is nothing but a cell. Now, the living organism health aspect absolutely depends upon the healthiness of the cell, which is the preamble. If the cell is healthy, tissues are healthy because the combination of the cells is nothing but the tissue. If your tissues are healthy, then organism is healthy, right? And vice versa. If cell is being damaged, then tissues are damaged. If the tissues are damaged, organism, but the parts of a body, the total absolute internal system of our body will be damaged. Right? Though everything depends upon the health aspect of this particular cell. Right? Now let us discuss something about the free radical. Now what is the free radical? The free radical is nothing but odd electron containing species. Odd electron containing species, and this odd electron containing species is very dangerous because it is unstable. Since it is unstable, it is highly reactive because there is an inversely proportional relationship between the stability and the reactivity. I'm not going to explain you about all that stuff, but do remember that stability and reactivity both are inversely related, and these free radicals are very less stable because they are alone electrons. Now, what are the free radicals actually? The free radicals are nothing but odd electrons containing species like they contain either 1 electron on it, or 3 electrons on it, or 5 or 7. So, if it contains the odd electron, it is nothing but the free radical. It's nothing but free radical. Now, do remember that these odd electrons are the alone electrons. 1 is in short of another one to become 2. Likewise, 3 is in a short of 1 electron to become 4. 5 is in short of 1 electron to become 7. Because always the paired form of any substance is stable. But here, since these are alone, they are not stable. Since they are not stable, they are highly reactive. Now, if such highly reactive free radicals enters into our body by any means, Just imagine the situation of the healthy cells present in our body. Now, by any means, if these free radicals which are highly reactive, which are very less stable, enters into our body, what they do? Because of their less stability, they will attack the healthy cell. Let's say that this is the free radical and this is a cell. This is the free radical, this is a cell. And this free radical contains a single electron. It is alone. Since it is alone, it wants to snatch the electron from the adjacent cell in order to get paired up, by which it becomes 2. And 2 is always stable when compared to the 1. Now what it will do is, this free radical, let us say that in the cell there are 2 electrons, right? Now this free radical, after entering into a body, it will snatch the electron from the healthy cell. It will snatch the electron like this. Now what is the situation of the healthy cell? It is becoming deficient of 1 electron. That is, it is becoming alone. I just now said that alone species is not at all stable. They are highly reactive. Right? Now what is happening to the healthy cell? It is falling sick. It is becoming unhealthy. It is becoming unhealthy. It is becoming unhealthy. Similarly, let us assume that trillions of free radicals have been entered into our body. Now what will happen to the condition or situation of the trillion healthy cells present in our body? All the trillion healthy cells are being affected, right? This is a chain mechanism. This is a chain mechanism. Once the free radical enter into our body, as it is single, it will definitely snatch the electron from the adjacent cell, by which the adjacent cell become unstable because it becomes a lone electron containing space or alone containing spaces. And this mechanism is called as free radical mechanism. Why it is called as free radical mechanism? Because this mechanism is due to the free radical in our body. Since it is due to the free radical in our body, this particular mechanism is called as free radical mechanism. And this free radical mechanism is the mechanism which is involved behind all these habits which I have depicted or which I have explained to you earlier. I am not going to say that it is a bad habit, but just after seeing this mechanism, just imagine what would be the situation of the healthy cells, and based upon that decide whether these habits are good or bad to you. You yourself decide. I will not say anything for you. Right? So if one free radical is entering like this, and snatching the electrons, by which the cell is becoming unstable, just imagine if trillions and trillions of free radicals enter into our body. Just imagine the situation of the healthy cells in our body. All are being damaged, isn't it? Right. Now what is the source of the free radicals in our body? The sources of the free radicals in our body is nothing but our cigarette smoking, alcohol consumption, eating of junk food and all that stuff. All that stuff only. Right? And you might be knowing about the cigarette puff, right? It is believed that single puff of cigarette comprises trillions of free radicals. And each cigarette contains a minimum, on an average, it contains 5 puffs. So 5 into trillions of the free radicals. Just imagine if the single free radical is entering into our internal system, how it is damaging the internal system. Just imagine 5 into trillions. 5 into trillions, 5 times trillions, right? Just imagine the condition of our healthy cells in our body. Right? Like the same, right? The same mechanism is associated with alcohol consumption. The same is the case with junk food. The same is the case with all other nonsense stuff. The same is the case with the reused oil. The reused oil is very dangerous. What is the reused oil? Whatever the oil which is left over after cooking one of the item, that is nothing but the reused oil, and we will not discard or throw it out. Instead, we will reuse it. So that is nothing but the reused oil. And this reused oil comprises trillions and trillions of the free radicals. It's just like as dangerous such as the cigarette smoking. It is very, very dangerous. So don't use the reused oil. It is very dangerous. Try to use how much amount of the oil is required for cooking of that particular item, not more than that. This is what is happening. Right? What is the remedy for all these free radicals? The remedy for all these free radicals are nothing but antioxidants. Now what are antioxidants? Antioxidants, what they do, what they does. We have to discuss that. Now these antioxidants are rich in electrons. Since these antioxidants are rich in electrons, after entering into our body, what they do is they will supply their extra electrons, because just now it said that they are rich in electrons, isn't it? Since these are rich in electrons, they are electron efficient. Since they are electron efficient, they contain excess number of electrons on it. Since they contain excess number of electrons on it, they will happily supply their excess electrons present over it or on it to the free radical present in our body. And the free radicals happily accepts the electrons which have been supplied by the antioxidants which are already rich in the free electrons. Now, after accepting the electrons from the antioxidants, now the demand of the electrons for the free radicals have been satisfied. Now there is no need for the free radical to attack the healthy cells, because whatever the demand of free electrons was there, already it has been satisfied in terms of the antioxidants. Because antioxidants, since they are electron rich in nature, they are supplying their extra electrons to the free radicals. Now by accepting the extra electrons from the antioxidants, what is happening to the free radicals? They are getting stabilized. Since they are getting stabilized, they are not reactive at all. They will not attack the healthy cells. They will not attack the healthy cells now. Right? Now, these antioxidants are already there in our body. Natural antioxidants are already there in our body. But these natural antioxidants which are there in our body are not at all sufficient to combat or fight against all the free radicals which are entering into our body because of all this nonsense stuff. Because of all this nonsense stuff, what I have explained earlier, so many free radicals are entering into our body. The free radical population is gradually increasing day to day, but the natural antioxidant population is very less, so that they cannot fight against all the free radicals which are entering excessively because of all the nonsense stuff. Because the natural antioxidant population is less, whereas the population of the free radicals is gradually increasing because of all the nonsense stuff what we are consuming or intaking as in terms of cigarette smoking, alcohol consumption, junk food and all that stuff. Now what we need to do? We need to compensate the antioxidants. We need to take the antioxidant externally. Now, what are those antioxidants? What are those substances which can behave as the external antioxidants? Those external antioxidants are nothing but the dark and bright colored fruits and vegetables. So we need to consume more dark and bright colored vegetables. Right. Not only that, the green tea is a powerful antioxidant. Right. And not only that, grains are powerful antioxidants. Pulses are powerful antioxidants. Try to intake all this. Right. Now this is the remedy actually. But if you consume the alcohol to the greater extent, if you smoke to the greater extent, if you eat junk food to the greater extent, then we cannot compensate. All the free radicals, the highly populated free radicals. Even the external antioxidants would not be sufficient to kill all the free radicals which are generating or which are entering into the internal system or into our body because of all this nonsense stuff. Right. So based upon the argument, I can say that these are very bad to us. Now you yourself has to decide to quit all these bad habits or to minimize these bad habits or not. Because what is the dangerous mechanism involved behind all these bad habits already I've explained to you. Now you yourself has to decide whether these are bad for you or good for you. Accordingly, take the action and live happily. I hope you understood this free radical mechanism. So thanks for watching.